On the path covered with dry leaves, a young man walked silently, holding a carefully wrapped cloth bag in his arms. His name was Eli, and he came from the West. After years of struggling with the loss and emptiness of modern life, Eli decided to leave everything behind and head to the east, where he heard there was a monastery hidden in the forest. On the gate were 4 words engraved: awakening to oneself. Eli gently pushed the gate open, and it slowly opened. In front of him were not rows of solemn monks, but only an old man sitting pruning a bonsai tree under the shade of bamboo. Eli asks softly, "Is this place a place to teach the truth of Buddha?" The old man smiling, "That depends on the truth you are willing to give up." Eli was stunned. That answer was unlike any teaching he had ever known. No dogma, no ritual, just a strange peace that entered his heart. Eli was invited to sit on the old stone steps in front of the temple. The old man, whom Eli now knew to be Zen Master Jaya, gave him a small piece of paper. On it was written only one line: "No one walks on your path except you, Eli Master." "I don't understand. If I am the only one on that path, then why have I come here?" Zen Master Jaya, "Because I am lost on my own path, and sometimes strangers can show me the way, but they cannot walk for me." That night, under the starry sky, Eli sat quietly by the quiet lotus pond, listening to the Zen Master tell an ancient story. Zen Master Jaya: "Once upon a time, there was a girl named Sati who asked herself, 'Why do I have to suffer alone?' She went everywhere, looking for teachers, meeting merchants, meeting monks. Finally, an old monk just smiled and replied, 'Because there is no one else but you.'" Eli sadly: "That answer, will it heal anything?" Zen Master Jaya: "No, but it is the first door to healing." Jaya: "Do you know why you are here?" Eli: "I thought I knew, but now I am not sure." Jaya: "Good doubt is the door, open it slowly." The next morning, the light of dawn shines softly through the white mist. Eli wakes up, sitting by the lotus pond. Master Jaya quietly comes and sits beside him. Master Jaya: "Do you hear the sound of water?" Eli: "Yes, but it is very soft, Master, like your pain, no longer screaming, but still flowing." Silently, Eli is silent. He looks down at the water. Reflected in it is not just his face, but also the crack in his soul, unseen, but always present. Master Jaya: "Pain is a crack, but it is from there that light can enter." Eli with a soft sigh: "I thought I was stronger, but sometimes just a dream. All the memories come flooding back." Master: "That's because you haven't sat with the pain long enough." The sky lightened. Eli stood before the main hall. He felt lighter, as if he had shed an invisible layer of armor. Zen Master Jaya stepped forward and asked softly, "What do you want to learn today, Eli?" "I'm not sure. Maybe how to stop being afraid of yourself." Zen Master: "That's enough. To begin, you need to look at yourself like a child, without defense, without trying to prove anything." Jaya: "This is a meditation on the mind. Each mirror reflects what you are avoiding." Eli entered. In the first mirror, he saw himself lonely, arid. In the second mirror, the image of a crying child. In the third mirror, his mother, who had left without saying goodbye. He trembled, turning away. But the Zen Master said softly, "Only when you dare to face, will fear turn into understanding." Eli stood still for a long time. Then he slowly turned back, facing each mirror. Tears did not flow out in torrents. It was just that his eyes were finally wet. The next morning, Eli was invited to the meditation hall, an open space, surrounded by green bamboo and a gentle breeze. The floor was lined with old wood, and in the middle of the room was a bowl of burning incense. Zen Master Jaya: "Today, you will learn how to breathe." Eli surprised: "I breathe every day." Zen Master: "No, I am just surviving. I have never truly lived." He sat down, crossed his legs, eyes half closed. "Breathe in." "No, you are breathing in." "Breathe out." "Smile." Eli imitated. At first he was confused, but then, cool wind in his hair, light on his eyelids, the breath became clear like a silent stream flowing between his chest. Mindfulness is not sitting still. It is being aware in the midst of movement, like a lotus growing from the mud, rising without being stained. Eli opened his eyes. There was no miracle. It was just, he felt his heart as calm as the surface of a lake. Jaya said softly. Welcome, my child, to your first breath. That afternoon, after meditation, Eli walked along the stream behind the monastery. The small stream trickled over mossy rocks. Zen Master Jaya stood at a distance, slowly approaching. Zen Master. That stream today is clear, but do you know, before that it was very muddy. Eli, I don't know, but I see it flowing, without stopping. Zen Master nodded. It's like your mind. Every day, if you know how to calm down, it will become clear again. Asterisk, the pain, if you hold on to it, will sink. But if you let go at the right time, it will become part of the journey. Eli looked at the leaf, then said softly, I think I am ready to let go of something. Zen Master, then write it down. Then drop it in the water. Let it float away. That night, Eli sat under the moonlight, writing on a small piece of paper. It was the name of the person he had once resented, and also the person he had loved most deeply, his father. A tear fell on the words, but this time, it was not heavy. It was like a last drop of water to fill the cup. Asterisk, the next morning, Eli woke up with a strange sense of relief. He went to the stream where he had let the paper float away last night, quietly watching the water, as if searching for an answer. Zen Master Jaya appeared from behind, holding a branch of white orchids. Zen Master, you have just performed an important ritual, forgiveness. But forgiveness is not for your father, but for yourself. Eli, for yourself. Zen Master, because you have held on to that wound for so long, as if it were the only thing left of love. Asterisk, Eli paused. The words struck a chord deep in his heart. He had never thought that pain could also be a way to hold on to the person he had lost. The Zen Master continued, sometimes, the past doesn't need to be erased. You just need to stop living in it. Eli looked toward the rising sun. The first rays touched his face, warm and gentle. He closed his eyes. Deep inside, he heard a wordless voice, like an echo of his own father. Son, live, not for me, for yourself. One afternoon, Jaya brought him an unfinished painting. The paper was blank. There were only a few faint brush strokes like question marks. The master said, this is your portrait. From now on, add one stroke to it every day, not to improve it, but to see how you are changing. Eli said, but what if I make a mistake? The master smiled. There are no mistakes. There are only things that are not understood. That evening, Eli sat alone in his room, holding a pen and drawing a simple curve on the paper, like the winding stream he had once sat beside. He realized every pain, every scar, was part of the whole, and in that acceptance, something inside him began to transform. Asterisk, one day, the monastery held a day of absolute silence. No words, no eye contact, just breathing and presence. Jaya. Sometimes, not speaking is the deepest way to listen to yourself. Eli joined. First, he felt empty, lost, but then he began to notice the sound of his footsteps on the gravel, the sound of cicadas singing like an ancient prayer, the sound of his heart beating like a bell echoing from within. He sat under the Bodhi tree, his back straight, his eyes half closed. A yellow leaf fell into his palm. He smiled. For the first time in his life, he felt no need to explain anything to anyone, not even himself. Asterisk, silence is not the absence of sound, but the return to the most primal sound, the voice within. Eli sat there until the afternoon. Not a word was spoken, but in that silence, he heard the most important thing. You are alive. Asterisk, the next day, Eli was assigned to help the monks tend the vegetable garden behind the temple. There was no meditation, no Dharma talk, just a hoe in hand, a sweaty back, and the golden sun on his shoulders. A young monk next to him whispered, Zen is not only in the meditation hall. Zen can be found in every row of mustard greens, every drop of sweat falling to the ground. Eli laughed. He had never expected that the feeling of digging his hands deep into the ground would make his heart so peaceful. Asterisk, enlightenment is not the light shining down from the sky, but when you wash the dishes and know you are washing the dishes, sowing seeds and clearly seeing your hands sowing each life. Asterisk, last morning at the monastery, the wind blew gently through the bamboo. Eli packed a few simple things, clasped his hands before the Buddha statue in the main hall. Zen Master Jaya entered, gently. Shall I go? Eli, yes, I think it is time to return to the world. but I am afraid that I will lose this tranquility. Zen master, the tranquility is not in this place. It is in the way you live. He gave Eli a dried bodhi seed, as small as a fingernail. Zen master, carry it with you. Every time your heart moves, put it in your hand and breathe. It will remind you, Buddha is not in the monastery. Buddha is in every breath. Asterisk, Eli took it, his eyes red. No one saw him off except for the temple bells ringing slowly. But he knew this time he was leaving. It wasn't like the previous times. He wasn't leaving to run away. He was leaving to live, truly. Asterisk, the following week, in the bustling western city, Eli was standing in the middle of a crowded train station. He was no longer the same man. His eyes were steady, deep, yet gentle. In his pocket was still the same bodhi seed. Every time he felt his heart flutter, Eli would put it in his palm and breathe, just like the Zen master said. A colleague asked, "You look different these days. Where have you been?" Eli just smiled. "I just came back from within myself." Asterisk, no one walks your path for you. No one carries your pain for you. But no one can stop the light from shining from within you when you truly return. Eli's story ends, not with the sound of temple bells, but with the sound of a human heart, no longer afraid. That is when the path opens, and only one person can continue.